Hello, my learners. How are you? Today, our lesson is about the sexual reproduction in animals. Please open your book on page 44. Are you ready? So, let's start. The objectives of this lesson: the students are able to define the cells, list the types of cells, and define fertilization in animals. Now, I have to ask you a question. What is your body made up of? Your body made up of cells. What are cells? If you look at this picture, you can see the cell. The cell has an oval shape. It consists of many particles. The most important particle inside it is called the nucleus. The nucleus, as you see in this picture, it has the purple color. Okay, it consists of the genetic informations. The genetic informations are called the DNA. These DNA are arranged or assorted in the form of chromosomes. These chromosomes carry the traits and the characteristics that are appeared on your body. So, these cells are the smallest structural and functional unit in your body. They are the factors that produce anything that your body needs. If your body needs a protein, these cells will produce proteins. If your body needs hormones, these cells will produce hormones, etc. So, these cells are the building blocks of life. Trillions of cells make up your body. I will give you an example. If you want to build a wall, you need many stones and you need a ligament substance. If you put and organize the stones and put the substance, which is called the ligament substance, between or among these stones, this wall will become harder and stronger. Similarly, for your cells, these cells are sticked together to form your body in order to become stronger and stronger. So, these cells are divided into two types: the somatic cells, which are called the body cells, and the reproductive cells, which are called the sex cells. The somatic cells are the body cells. If you look at this picture, you can see the muscle cell, the fat cell, the bone cell, the blood cell, the nervous cell, the epithelial cell, and finally the immune cell. These cells are all called somatic cells, which are the body cells, except the sex cells, which are called the ovum and the sperm. These cells, which are the somatic cells, help you to live and grow. If you look at this picture, you can see the ovum, which is the female cell, and the sperm, which is the male cell. These cells are called reproductive cells. They help you to reproduce. Okay, if you look at the ovum, you can see it is very big and wide. Okay, whereas the sperm it's very small compared to the ovum. The sperm has the tail. This tail helps it to move in order to reach the uterus inside the female body and make fertilization for the ovum. Okay, so sexual reproduction in animals. If you look at this picture, you can see the big ball. This big ball is called the ovum. This ovum is only one, whereas the sperms are many and a lot in numbers. Okay, so the ovum will be produced only one per month. One ovum per month in the female body. It will settle inside the uterus of the female body, whereas the sperms they will be produced or are produced in large numbers. Okay, and they can be produced in any time and in a lot of numbers. Okay, so during sexual reproduction, the sperm from the male will unite with the egg, which is the ovum, from the female to produce the zygote. This is the process called fertilization. So fertilization needs both the presence of male and female. The male will produce the sperm and the female will produce the ovum. These cells or gametes will combine together in the process called fertilization to produce the zygote. So the zygote is the first cell of you, the first cell of you. So the zygote cell will divide into many cells, reaching a trillion cells, and differentiate into an embryo. The embryo is your body inside the uterus of your mom, okay? If you look at this picture, you can see during fertilization the sperm will enter the ovum cell. Okay, the nucleus of the sperm and the nucleus of the ovum will fuse together in order to make mixing for the DNA. So the half the quantity of the DNA will received by you, and half of the DNA from your father were received by you. The fusion of DNAs together, the nucleus together, will produce the DNA of you that will be expressed on your body to be shaped in this form. After birth or hatching, the embryo grows into the mature adult. If you look at this picture, you can see the cell. And as we mentioned before, that the cell has many compartments or components or particles. And the most important particle inside this cell is called the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, we have the DNA, which are the genetic informations. Okay, these genetic informations, the DNA, are assorted in the form of chromosomes. These chromosomes in this picture has X shape. Each chromosome carry many traits that are expressed on your body. As an example, the color of your eyes and the color of your hair and your length, as an example, etc. The traits that are expressed on your body. So in each cell there is nucleus. This nucleus will contain the genetic information, which is called the DNA received from the parents. DNA is present in the form of a chromosome. The somatic cell, which are the body cell, contain 46 chromosomes, whereas the sex cell, which are called the reproductive cells, contain 23 chromosomes. So inside the sperm, there are only 23 chromosomes, and inside the ovum, there are only 23 chromosomes. Once the ovum, which contain 23, and the sperm, which contain 23, will be combining together, how much the chromosomes become, the number of chromosomes become 46, okay, which is the body cell for you that is undergo mitosis, which is the process by which this cell, which is the zygote, will increase in number to reach the trillions of cells to form your body. So in the sexual reproduction, the offsprings means the children show a mixture of chromosomes of its two parents. Half of the quantity of the DNA will be received from your father and the other half will be received from your mother. The genetic informations in your chromosome decided your hair color, eye color, the shape of your nose, and every characteristic in your body. Finally, the final slide is the gender. The gender means your sex, if you are a boy or a girl. The gender in humans is determined by a special pair of chromosomes called the sex chromosome. The girl has XX in her DNA, whereas the boy has XY in his DNA. If you look at this picture, you can see these are chromosomes. These chromosomes inside the female body, XX chromosomes are appeared, whereas inside the male, XY are appeared.